Welcome back. Today we're going to do a quick review of everything that we have covered in Sanskrit so far. And we're going to use our 3D house. I think it's 3D. I hope y'all can see the walls this time. Okay, so first things first. There are 4 walls in the more complex 3D version of the Sanskrit sentence house. Normally, you can make a sentence with just a verb. Gachami means I go. That's a full sentence. But then you put aham, or you put Ramaha gachati, and now with a noun and a verb, you can make more complex sentences. Ramaha Lakshmanena gachati, you can make more. So once you know verbs and you know nouns, you can make countless sentences actually. So the first 2 most fundamental walls are nouns and verbs. So let's talk a little bit about each of these before we continue. Tell me some characteristics of nouns. You can type in the chat. What are some characteristics of nouns? What are nouns supposed to have? For example, they are supposed to have a case. That will be an example of a characteristic. Okay, so nouns will have case. Gender, case, and number. Very good. Case, gender, and number. How many cases are there in Sanskrit? 8. I hope no one had to check their notes for that. 8 cases. You'll have case 1 to 8 in Sanskrit. Huh? How many genders? 3. Masculine, feminine, neuter. Remember, the gender of the word is independent from the meaning of the word. In Sanskrit, gender is only a grammatical phenomenon in language. It has nothing to do with the actual meaning of the word we are using. The way to know gender is to be told or to check a dictionary. It means you can guess from some word structures. Like if you see Ramaha, you will know that there's no other word that could be feminine or neuter, so it must be masculine, like that. You can guess sometimes, but you have to be told or you have to understand the declension tables that are there. Okay, so that's gender. Then number. How many numbers do we have in Sanskrit? Sanskrit? What? Sanskrit people invented 0. We have infinite numbers. How many numbers do we have? 3. Singular, dual, and plural. Duality is an integral part of the universe, and so it is built into the language as well. So these are our characteristics of nouns. Now let us go to verbs. Tell me some characteristics of verbs. Some characteristics of verbs. Okay. Verbs have person. Verbs don't have cases. Verbs have person. How many persons or how many people? What's the correct term for that? How many persons? 1, 2, 3. Verbs also have number. So in number also we have singular, dual, and plural. Verbs have verb roots. Example, gum. And then the verb root is converted into a you can say it. I can see verb base. And then to the verb base, you add all the endings, ami, avaha, etc. This thing, when you add all the different forms of the endings to the verb base, is called a what? Conjugation table. Then on this side, when you have all 8 cases and you have all 3 numbers, what is this called? A declension table. So if I say decline a certain word, you should not be using the conjugation table, you should be using the declension. If I say conjugate a certain word, you should be using the conjugation table. Actually, you should know intuitively. This is a noun, so it's declension. This is a verb, so it's conjugation. But still, sometimes we need some explicit reminders. So nouns and verbs. Okay. Next wall. Does anyone remember what the next wall was? Pronouns. 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 Tell me about pronouns. Pronouns are words that replace nouns. Does that make sense to everybody? Instead of saying my phone, my phone, my phone, I can say it. It in place of my phone, my phone, my phone, my phone, right? Instead of saying Gina, 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 I can say she sometimes. So words that replace nouns in sentences are called pronouns. Examples, I, you, he, she, it, all. So many different types of pronouns will be there. It's not restricted only to I, you, he, she, it. That's just what we have learned, but there are many pronouns. So pronouns, if they replace nouns, then they will have the same structure as nouns. So they will have case, they will have gender, and they will have number. Gender, the exception in gender is I and you doesn't have a gender. What's the gender of you? No gender. So gender is in brackets, but they will all have a case and they will all have a number. We have seen so far aham, avam, vayam, like that. What case is aham? First case singular. Then we saw like tvam. What case is tvam? Also first case. Also first case. Remember? Case, first case singular. Then we saw like saha. What case is saha? Also first case. They refer to a first person, a second person, or a third person, but the words themselves are first case. They are going to have their own whole declension table. You will see that one day in the future. For now, this is enough. So pronouns are like this. Then the last wall, which is my favorite wall, is called indeclinables. From the word itself, you can kind of guess what it means. Indeclinables are words that cannot be declined. They're the copy-paste words of Sanskrit. You copy from the dictionary, you paste it into the sentence. You copy from the verse, you paste it into the breakdown. You copy and paste without making any change to the word itself. Very simple, very easy. And indeclinables include adverbs in Sanskrit. Adverbs will be within indeclinables. Oh, the other thing will be within nouns is adjectives. So we will get to adjectives very soon, and you'll see that they function exactly like nouns. Okay, so these are the different parts of a simple, a more complex, a 3D Sanskrit sentence that, really speaking, you can make endless varieties of sentences once you have these. Okay, this being said, now let us say our Rama table together, and then our Vana table together, and then our conjugation table together. So everyone, you have it with you. You should be using the actual table. Don't try flipping through flashcards to say this table. When you have to say the whole table, you use the table. Okay? Ready? Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. Ramam, Ramau, Raman. Ramena, Ramabhyam, Ramehi. Ramaya, Ramabhyam, Ramebhyah. Ramat, Ramabhyam, Ramebhyah. Ramasya, Ramayoho, Ramanam. Rame, Ramayoho, Rameshu. He Rama, He Ramo, He Ramaha. Okay, now Vana. Vana is neuter. Vanam, Vane, Vanani. Oh, I'll give you all a moment to flip your pages and find it. It should be easily accessible. Very, very easily accessible. Okay. Vanam, Vane, Vanani. Vanam, Vane, Vanani. Vanena, Vanabhyam, Vanehi. Vanaya, Vanabhyam, Vanebhyah. Vanat, Vanabhyam, Vanebhyah. Vanasya, Vanayoho, Vananam. Vane, Vanayoho, Vaneshu. He Vana, He Vane, He Vanani. I saw some people are doing with eyes closed. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very good. Okay, cool. These are our declension tables. Now let us go to our conjugation table. We will do pat. Ready? Pathami, pathavaha, pathamah. Pathasi, pathatha, pathatha. Pathati, pathatah, pathanti. And then you use your flashcards to try and remember if you know the meaning correctly. First, you go Sanskrit to English, then you go English to Sanskrit, and you go in any random order, and you keep testing yourself to make sure that you get very, very familiar with these two declensions and this one conjugation. Now, I was thinking what we should do today, and then I remembered that today is our very special Guru Purnima. And so on a special occasion, we have to do something very special. So what is the very, very special thing we are going to do today? We are going to translate our first Bhagavad Gita verse. Okay, so is everybody ready? Together, we're going to translate it together. Just give me your attention. I will send this to you and you can write it down after. We're going to translate this together. I think everybody knows this verse. You may not know anything else in Gita, but you will know this verse for sure. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi, or glanir, you'll see in the verse, bhavati bharata abhyutthana madharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. I've just broken up all the words for everyone to see separately. We're going to go through it one by one. We're not focusing on meaning first, we're focusing on grammar first, okay? So let's start with this. Everybody, try and look for the verb. It's written in English also for those who can't read Sanskrit fast. No disadvantage here. Has everybody found the verb? Give me a thumbs up when you found it and say it. Bhavati. Everyone sees bhavati? Bhavati is our verb. What verb is it? What person? Bhavati. You're allowed to check. It's not a closed book test or anything. Bhavati, if you check your paper, is third person. Third person, singular. Bhavati. Huh? So it's some kind of he, she, or it, whatever it means. So now we are looking for a singular subject. Can you find a singular subject? Now, because you don't know it yet, I wrote it. That's the one word you wouldn't know. Huh? Glanihi. Everybody sees glanihi has first case singular masculine there. Glanihi bhavati. A glanihi is or becomes or happens something. Glani means decline, and bhavati comes from bhu, to be or to become. So can you surmise that meaning now? So now your basic sentence is glanihi bhavati. Now let us see the rest of the sentence. What other nouns are there? First see the nouns. What other nouns are there? I can see people saying it. Dharmasya and Bharata. So now let us do these two. What is dharmasya? Good. Dharmasya is sixth case, masculine, singular. And it means of dharma. Of dharma. What is Bharata? What case is Bharata? Don't say no case. It doesn't have a halant. I didn't forget to put a halant. It's not fifth case. Bharata. If an a word doesn't have any other ending, it is an eighth case, like Rama. Remember? So this is eighth case, masculine, singular. So the translation will be O Bharata. O Bharata, of dharma, decline, and then bhavati will be like there is. Okay. Now, what are the rest of our words? Yada, yada, hi. So if those words don't look familiar, then that's okay. Look at your indeclinable words and check the meaning of those words. Yada, yada, hi. Found? You'll see from your table, yada, yada is an indeclinable. That means whenever. So, whenever. And he is an indeclinable. That means indeed. So now, if you try to translate it, it will say, whenever indeed there is a decline of dharma, O Bharata. So far, so good? Don't worry about the exact English translation. Focus on getting the Sanskrit. Okay? Then what happens? Let's go to the next part. Abhyuthanam adharmasya bhavati is implied. Tada atmanam srijami aham. So tell me what our verb is. It should sound familiar. Aham. Srijami. You see some people saying aham, I say aham. Srijami. Srijami is what person? First person singular. I. Srij is to manifest. So Srijami will be I manifest. Oops. But it so happens there's also an aham. So the I will be in the aham, first case, singular. I manifest is aham srijami. So far, so good? Okay, now see if there's any object. Atmanam. Atmanam means like myself. That's the way you would translate it. Atmanam. Okay, now is there any other, oh, we skipped one sentence, haha. Go back to the middle, the top sentence. What is the verb in the top sentence? Bhavati. Same, we just did that, so that should not be hard. Bhavati, third person, singular. There is. And then, what is our subject? There is a subject. What? But I don't see an aha. Remember, neuter words can have endings as subject. Huh? You see here, this is a neuter word. So then, if there's no other, this will be first case neuter, singular. Abhyuthanam. Abhyuthanam means rise. There's a rise. Huh? And adharmasya, that is same as above. That is sixth case masculine, singular. Of adharma. There is a rise of adharma. Then tada is the other word. Yada means whenever. When. Tada means then. Yada yada means whenever. And tada tada means thenever or however. Tada is an indeclinable. That means then. So now see. There is a rise of adharma. Then I manifest myself. So now you see the whole thing together. Whenever indeed, of dharma, there is a decline, O Bharata. So Lord Krishna is addressing Arjuna. O Bharata, whenever there is a decline of dharma, and is implied, there is a rise of adharma, tada, then what happens? Atmanam srijami aham. I manifest myself. I had to give you all only this word. You could have figured out that it was a second case word. You could have figured that out, right? Only word I really had to give you all was this glani. And this whole verse you all were able to identify, or would have been, with a little time. Isn't that amazing? Huh? Really, with a little bit of Sanskrit, we can do so much. Huh? So it feels like you may have done just a few things, but with this few things, you can translate verses now. So this is our first ever Bhagavad Gita verse. You can remember on Guru Purnima when you were doing Sanskrit, that's the day that you officially translated your first verse. I'll go through this again tomorrow and we'll write out, you can write out, no, I'll send it to you and you can write out the exact translation. Actually, we'll go through it one more time in class, okay? Just so everyone follows. Now for homework, for fun, I'm calling this fun. I am giving you all a subhashita to experiment with. It's an experiment. It's not stress. You're going to try the same way we went through each word. You find the verb, you look for subject, you look for object, you look for the rest of the nouns. Then you see if the rest are indeclinables, like that you go through one by one. See if you can figure out the grammar. The translation is not so important. And for translation, I've given you all a little hint. This drawing, to draw this, I have to practice a lot. So I'm not an artist. Don't let looks deceive you. A lot of practice goes into it. But this will give you a little hint about what this verse could mean. Udyamena hi siddhyanti karyani namanorathaihi nahi suptasya simhasya pravishanti mukhe mrigaha. So experiment, have fun. It's not so hard if you take your time and you just use the tools that you have. Okay, so we'll do closing prayer and I will see you all tomorrow and we will have another surprise tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Shri Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. How do you all feel having done your first Bhagavad Gita verse? Some people are smiling and some people are like reactionless. Okay, I'll take any questions that any